Hey guys, welcome to 7 Galaxy Dragons. Today, we're going to show you how to set up your bearded dragon tank in 5 easy steps. Step number 1. Start with a big enough tank. A 40-gallon tank is pretty standard for an adult bearded dragon. You can have a baby in a smaller 20 to 30-gallon tank, but after a few months they will outgrow it and you will need a bigger one. The one we have here is about 25 gallons and is good for a baby up to 3 months or so. Step number 2. Disinfect and rinse with water. We always begin with a quat disinfectant cleaner. These are the cleaners they use in hospitals to remove any harmful bacteria or germs that may linger on surfaces. You can find these on Amazon or Home Depot for pretty cheap, around $10 a bottle. Whether your tank is brand new or used, it's important to start completely fresh by sanitizing it. You want to get all the walls and corners, wiping down the entire interior. Once you are done sanitizing, you want to wipe it down with water to get all the disinfectant residue out. Quat cleaners are really strong and can potentially harm your beardie if ingested, so be very thorough when rinsing it out with water. We recommend rinsing with warm water twice to be safe. Step number 3, putting down substrate. Substrate is the floor of your beardie's enclosure, and there are several options to choose from. In our adult tanks, we use blank newsprint paper. Other popular substrates include tile, repticarpet, and sand, although we do not recommend sand since it can cause impaction and health issues if your beardie eats it. We like to use paper towel in our baby tanks since they are so easy to clean up and replace. Step number 4, add basking spot and hides. This is where you can get a little creative and decorate your beardie's new home. Bearded dragons essentially need 2 things to thrive in their tanks, a basking spot and hides. Hides can be any area your beardie can crawl underneath to sleep or when they've had enough UVB for the day. Most beardies love hammocks since they can crawl on top or underneath to hide. They sell the standard ones we have here on Amazon and at most pet stores, or you can find some creative custom ones on eBay and Etsy. We also recommend using half logs. These work great as the foundation for their basking area since your beardie can hang out on top closer to the heat or hide underneath while staying warm. Feel free to decorate the tank with any non-toxic animal decor. You can find a wide selection of reptile decor and basking platforms online, but try not to overdo it. We find it's better to stick with the essentials and give your beardie plenty of space to roam around. To complete the basking area, we like to use artificial logs or driftwood tilted up towards the basking lamp so your beardie can heat up as much as they need to. Most beardies like to spend their days in the 100-degree range. It's actually very important for their metabolism and overall health they can reach these temps, which brings us to our final step. Step number 5, setting up the heat lamp and UVB. There are a couple good options for heating and UVB. Depending on your tank, you can have the lamp fixtures clamped onto the side or just sit the lights right on top of the mesh lid. For smaller open-top glass tanks like this one, we like to use mercury bulbs. These are special higher watt bulbs, usually in the 120 to 150 watt range, that produce heat and UVB in one. You could find these on Amazon for around $40. I've seen them at pet stores for almost double that price, so it's best to buy these online. We prefer to use these whenever we can since you don't need a separate UVB bulb and fixture. Your beardie will also get plenty of UVB with these since they spend most of their time around the basking area. Having a separate heat lamp and UVB bulb is also very common and just as effective. You can use any heat bulb or ceramic heater that will get you the ideal temps inside the enclosure. For a taller glass tank with a mesh top screen like this, there is plenty of air circulation, so you are going to need at least a 100-watt basking bulb. It's best to experiment with different watt bulbs, aiming for the top of the basking area to be around 105 to 115 degrees, with the cool side being anywhere from 75 to 90 degrees. We like to use temp guns to accurately measure each side of the tank. For UVB in our adult tanks, we use 10.0 T8 bulbs, which can be found on Amazon and most pet stores. You can use either 18-inch or 24-inch depending on the length of your tank. These should be placed on top near the middle, giving a broad spectrum of light throughout the tank. Proper UVB is very important as it replicates the sun rays, providing vitamin D3 imperative for your beardie's overall health. These do lose their UVB power over time without showing, so it's important to replace them every year. And that is how you set up your bearded dragon tank in 5 easy steps.